doesn't matter whether the mind is silent or not, whether there's lots of emotions or not. Realization is realization. There is just states. People can fall into states. But with realization, it doesn't matter what's happening or not happening, what moves, doesn't move, what you feel, what you don't feel. You are free to not identify as anything. You're free to identify as everything. I like that. And it just doesn't matter. With awakening of consciousness, I have noticed there is a silencing of my mind. And the Buddhists speak about developing an unclinging mind, a mind that does not cling to anything. Yeah, okay. At the same time, if there's anything that's concerned about clinging, or its absence, there hasn't been realization, because it doesn't matter. You can cling to anything, you can cling to everything, you can cling to one thing, or many things, or all things, or no things, or even cling to nothingness, the infinite. Nothing, silence, stillness, emptiness, space. Doesn't matter. There's no rules. I'm not even sure that it helps to still the mind in order to realize consciousness. I don't know. There is a natural stilling when energy and attention isn't bound up in just useless bullshit, but that applies to everyone. So I wouldn't equate awakening necessarily with silence or some kind of detachment. And at the same time, the realization of the transcendent is transcendent. Utterly transcendent. So there's this too. I think one of the main things for me is, or has been for me, is developing a kind of faith, or better yet, maybe trust. Trust that what is to be experienced, what is to be felt or seen or known or realized or thought of will take place. It will occur at precisely the right time, not a nanosecond too early or too late. That trust and that faith in reality being its own perfection, always. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with silent mind or no mind. this is something that's developed, I think, with a certain kind of discipline, which is not everyone's cup of tea, nor should it be. It was my cup of tea. I like being able to switch the mind on and off. Rather than letting it just, go incessantly like a machine that's gone haywire, going all the time. I don't think that's very good. But if we take a side, like silence is more real, or emptiness, or the transcendent, if we take this side that this is somehow more real, or more valuable, or more true, we're absolutely fooling ourselves. From my perspective, from where I sit, everything that is a thing, that could be conceived of as a thing, has a perfectly equal existential value. Equal as in, is one part of the ocean, or one creature in the ocean, more valuable or more significant than any other creature? Is a whale somehow of greater value existentially than a minnow or a tiny little krill shrimp? No. Or is seaweed more valuable than a clam or a dolphin or a person? No. I think we have to find our own find what is best suited for us when it is, and different things can be relevant for people at different times. Be careful of dogma, anyone's, especially your own. All dogma is total bullshit. It doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter what the belief is. And when someone is trying to sell you something, trying to grab you by your attention and make you focus in on something, some fractal of infinity, as though it is more significant than anything else, it's bullshit. I mean, you might have to attend to something in the moment, take care of something, figure something out, come up with something creative and imaginative, but to dwell on any particular thing or side or perspective or point of view or paradigm as superior or inferior to anything else is just absurd from a certain altitude of human being development. And altitude doesn't imply better than or worse than. There are simply different stages of development, stages of growth, regardless of what people think or want. There is, and they can be identified, and no amount of meditative, self-inquiring introspection can ever reveal the different levels or stages of human development. They don't occur in a million years of meditation. Now, different kinds of awakenings may occur with meditation or without it, but the realization of the different levels of development only occur when you study it. So don't worry too much about silence or its absence, noise or things which move or what doesn't move. Don't worry too much about the eternal or the transient. What is. All there is reality, and you are that. Whatever it is or is not, whatever could be said about this single existence, this universe, whatever could be said, doesn't matter. You can say what you like. Heck, people just make up shit anyway. They just believe whatever they want to believe. But if you want to be acquainted with reality directly, experientially, all its layers and levels and depths, you have to be very, very sincere and very honest, and not quick to follow any dogma, particularly spiritual dogma. And the Great One will reveal itself to itself when it's damn well ready. You just have to be available for it. True oneness is not in contrast to anything. It's not in reference to anything like emptiness or form, or nothing or everything. And even the realization of oneness is not the same thing as you being truly a sovereign being, autonomous and whole and complete in and as yourself, just as you are. Take what you can from this. Go for it. Have the courage to grasp the means of your own realization. As one of my dear teachers has said, it has certainly worked for me.